Hello everyone, and thank you for tuning into TradeChat. My name is Panzer, and today I just wanted to make a vlog to update you on what's going on in my life since the last time we spoke. I was fairly emo the last time we talked, and I'm sorry about that. It's just everybody has their days, and for me it had been like 2 weeks of days, and I was feeling really down, and to be totally honest with you, it didn't immediately get better, and then my dog died, and that was like really hard for me because, if you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you guys all know I really was a big fan of Violet. She was a very, very sweet dog, and she was old. It wasn't like some horrid accident or, we didn't expect it. It was very out of the blue, but she was like 14 at least. She was a rescue dog, so we don't really know how old she was. But they estimated her to be between 4 and 6 when I adopted her in like 2007. So she was at least 13, but probably closer to 14 or 15. And she passed away really suddenly. So my emo turned into like full-fledged, like non-function. And I decided to do something about it. So I got myself a therapist. And she does like regular therapy, like talk therapy, and she also does art therapy. And then I also enrolled myself in yoga classes, but not like fitness power yoga, like, half the class you spend like relaxing and meditating and chilling out, because they feel like I'm just very, very bad at relaxing. I always have been. I'm bad at taking time off. I'm just bad at, I guess, allowing myself to process anything. So I'm trying to make steps in the right direction. And I'm one of those people who's actually very uncomfortable sharing a lot about myself. And we're going to talk about that a little later in the vlog. But I've always felt like when it comes to like mental health and caring for yourself, it's really important to share those types of experiences, because there's still a portion of our society that is very taboo towards mental health stuff. Like, there are people that say like, oh, you're depressed, you don't need antidepressants, you need to go outside and see the sunshine. Or people who say that, PTSD isn't real, or this isn't real, or ADHD isn't real. And I am a big proponent of, you wouldn't tell someone who's diabetic that they don't need their insulin. You wouldn't tell someone who, has a seizure disorder that they don't need their medicine. And you wouldn't tell someone who is recovering from, say, a broken leg that they don't need physical therapy. Like, there is nothing wrong with getting help if you need it. And even though, like I said, I'm someone who's kind of uncomfortable sharing that kind of stuff about myself, I still feel like it's really important. So to recap, I'm in therapy. I also see a different doctor for ADHD, and I'm currently taking yoga classes to get my fucking chi in line or something. I don't know, I'm working on it. Wanted to let you know. And I do, honestly, I feel a lot better already, even though it's strange, because I don't know if any of you guys have ever been to therapy. I haven't been since I was a kid. I've always thought that therapy was a really important thing, but I've never made the step to get therapy because, once again, in our society, that is not something that's super easy to do. I pay a lot of money out of pocket for insurance, and if I had like a tummy ache, I could go to the emergency room and my insurance would cover that $4,000 medical bill for nothing being wrong. But, if you're depressed or you have any sort of like mental issues, like that's all out of pocket. So I guess I had never really pursued it because it was something I was going to have to pay for. I didn't know what to look for. I didn't know. And I was also very afraid of being put on medication that I didn't need to be on. Now, let me reiterate, I think there are people that need medication. I just don't think I'm one of them. And I would leave that up to a doctor to decide. Like, if I have a doctor that says you need antidepressants or anti-anxiety medications, like, they're a doctor. I'll listen to them. Obviously, like, I am on medication for ADHD. It's not like I'm anti-medicine. I've just always been very afraid of something like antidepressants. If you don't actually need them, like if you don't have a chemical imbalance, it can screw you up really bad. So it's one of those things where if you have a chemical imbalance, please take your medicine. Like, I'm not shaming anyone. I just have personally seen people who didn't really have a chemical imbalance. They were depressed about real life stuff that happened to them that made them sad. And instead of going to therapy or seeing a counselor or talking to their friends and family and working through it, they went on antidepressants, and now they're addicted to them. And it's not anything that they'll ever easily be able to get off of, even though they didn't really need them. It was more of a Band-Aid than a solution in the first place. There's something in my eye. Anyways, so, oh my God, stop it. All right. I think we're good. That was awful. It's still sort of there. I think it's mascara related. If you don't wear mascara, you don't know the struggle. But anyways, so yes, trying to get my mental health in check. I miss Violet. I'm like sad about that. But like I did say, she wasn't Like, it was very sudden, which in my opinion is a blessing, because I know people who have had dogs that really deteriorate as they get older, and then they have to get to a point where they're making the choice of like, is it time to put the dog down? And I didn't have to do that with Violet because she didn't really lose her quality of life. Like, the day before she died, was hopping around happy as can be. She had an undetected tumor on her spleen, which I know there's probably gonna be comments that are like, what do you mean undetected? I took my dog to the vet a lot. Like, if you follow me on Twitter or anything, you guys know I may as well live at the vet. I am there no less than once a month. In fact, we're gonna talk about the vet in just a second, so you just hang on to that thought. But so it's not like she went to the vet at least twice a year for all of her senior blood work and evaluation and stuff. The only way they could have diagnosed this tumor is, one, if she was showing symptoms, which she had no symptoms of anything. And then she would have needed to have like a sonogram in order to see it, which the only reason they would sonogram a dog is if they had some sort of symptoms or if they were hit by a car or something like that. So there was really nothing that we could have done to know about this. And the tumor ruptured and it was on her spleen. And at that point, there was just nothing they could do. So, get myself together. But I'm really happy that I didn't have to like see her, degenerate. Is that the right word? I think so, at all. And she just kind of like was here and then she wasn't. And no, I'm probably not getting another dog. I've thought about it, and like looking at other dogs makes me happy, but truthfully, my dog probably, like Tychus, my last freaking dog, Tychus wouldn't really like it, I don't think, because I actually used to have 3 dogs, and my sister has one of them now because Tychus decided that he didn't like Stanley anymore, and we did behaviorists and the vet and all these places, and like they said, like, once dogs get into a fight for whatever reason, it's really difficult to trust them. And it wasn't like it stopped for a year. We tried to go through all of these like reintroduction things and socialization and then keeping them separated and like all of these things. It didn't work. So Erica has Stanley, I have Tychus, Violet passed away. The TLDR of that is that I don't think Tychus would really appreciate another dog. He seems happier and calmer and more peaceful by himself, so I don't think it would be right to get another dog. I don't think I'm done with dogs for the rest of my life or anything. I just think that if I do want another dog in the future, I would either wait until Tychus was much older where it wouldn't really bother him, or I would wait until Tychus was gone, and then I would likely get like 2 dogs around the same age at the same time so that they would always have been together and bonded. But I wouldn't get litter mates because you're never supposed to do that. Like, I know that from working at the Humane Society, you're not supposed to adopt 2 puppies from the same litter because they often will have really bad separation anxiety. If you take them away from each other ever, it's like problematic. And a lot of times they'll be more bonded to the dog than the person, and then there's behavior issues, but whatever. So I'm not like swearing off dogs forever, but I'm probably not going to get a dog anytime soon because I just don't think that that is what would make my dog the happiest, which is all that really matters to me. So moving on from all of that, I'm so excited because that is such a weird transition, right? Like, moving on from all this super sad, emo, deep stuff, I am so excited because I have partnered up with Origin PC. I am now sponsored by Origin PC, and I'm super pumped about it. They're going to be live streaming Building My Computer on the 18th at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, and that's at twitch.tv/OriginPC. I'll have a link in the info below. I'm so excited. I will be there in the chat. I'm obviously not going to be there physically because I don't live in Florida. Although for part of it, I will be at the vet because that's what I do. My youngest cat has crazy toes, like so many toes. Like, I thought she had like 7 on each foot, but no, it turns out more than that. She had this she still has the toe. She has like this weird mutant hidden toe, like on top of her foot, like in between her toes. It's bizarre. And she can't retract it, so the whole thing is just like out for the world, but you can't see it because it's like tucked in under. It's weird, but didn't know about it, that it was awful. I was like petting her and I was like playing with her feet and I flipped her foot over and that crazy toenail was like in her toe. I was horrified. We took her to the vet immediately. It's been removed. And we're talking to the vet when I go tomorrow about surgically removing the entire toe because she has no control over it. I also don't think the nerves are proper because she never showed any pain. Like, that had obviously been like that for a while, but without like literally like pulling her toes apart and like searching in the crevices, you wouldn't have ever found the toe. So, and she never exhibited any signs of pain or discomfort or irritation, anything. And that worries me because Like, I don't want that to ever happen again. And I feel like we didn't know. Like, how long was it like that? And I didn't even know. And it made me feel like a terrible pet owner. Although my vet said, that that was one of those things where how would you know if you weren't like thoroughly like prying your cat's toes apart, which I guess sounds like, what do you mean you don't inspect your cat's toe? I don't know. It was weird and I felt really bad about it. But so I have to go back to the vet on Tuesday to bring her in. So I'll be on chat in the Twitch channel while my cat is at the vet, because that's, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? But I'm super, super excited about that. Then what else is going on? Okay, so I know that these are updates that most people are probably sick of, but just context, if you're new to following me or you didn't know, I do a lot of work with St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. This whole summer, we did a big month-long event to raise money for them. We raised like $53,000. It was insane. I have no idea how we raised that much money in that short of a period of time. But if you want to see videos of me like throwing up and crying and like all of these things, like I did some crazy stuff to try to raise those donations. And all of the prizes haven't gone out yet because I'm a terrible person. Not really. Well, I mean, if you want to blame that on me being a terrible person, I can handle that. But truthfully, it's just been a lot lately. Like I was talking to you in my emo vlog about how I've been traveling a lot, or I was. It's settling down now, but I traveled a lot. Then my grandma died, and I was dealing with a lot of aftermath still from when my dad died, and then it was just a lot. There was a lot going on, and it didn't happen. It's going to happen. I'm not saying that it's just, every time I set a date, something happens where that date becomes impossible for me to keep, all right? Like, it's not intentional. I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to break a date. Like, that's my least favorite thing in the world to do. But it seems like every time I say, I promise it'll be done by this date, it doesn't happen. So I don't want to make a promise of when it'll be done. But, my goal currently is to get all of the physical prizes out and then worry about the digital prizes, because the digital prizes are like a smaller feat. And while some people kind of like work their way up, I prefer to tackle the big project and then deal with the details afterwards. So the big prizes were anybody who donated $500 or more got a painting that I painted. I'm well aware my paintings aren't worth $500. Let me just say that right now. I set a threshold of $500 or more because I didn't want to go bankrupt shipping paintings. It costs to ship a painting that's like this size. This is upside down. To ship a painting that is like this size is legitimately like $30 or $40. Like, it's very, very expensive. And I ended up having like 30, I think, which is a lot, and I'm a little nervous. So yeah, as soon as I'm almost caught up. Do you guys want to see I'm sure you do want to see the paintings. A lot of people have asked me to see the paintings. So, I don't think you can see it from here, but there's one I'm working on back there that's almost finished. Let me grab it. Hold on. I am wearing leggings as pants right now, and I'm ashamed of it, so I need you not to judge me. The camera is going to cut real quick. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. So this is a work in progress painting I'm doing right now. It's supposed to be kind of like Midnight in Suramar. These are going to be Starlight Rose. They're just sort of sketched in there with paint right now. This is like a rune saber. There's some... I do that all the time. There's like cat hair or something painted into the painting. Shit happens, okay? I'm going to put a Pepe in here somewhere. I just haven't decided where. I'm thinking maybe this branch or this branch up here, since it looks kind of weird right now anyways. And then there's going to be a couple like arcane crystals that'll be around, and then I'm just going to fill the rest in with some like dark foliage. But it's pretty close to being done. It just needs some details now, and I really like it. In person, this water has a really cool texture to it, and I don't know, I'm really happy with the way it came out, even though it's nothing what I intended it to be. To begin with. It's probably got another 1 or 2 hours worth of work, and then it will be done. I also have, this is a painting I'm working on that I'm not sure I'll ever finish. It's the wall from Game of Thrones. This is not an opening or anything. I just haven't painted the stone or the ice there yet, so don't feel like that's like, obviously it's way too big to be the opening. The opening will be about this big in the wall, the door, but this is one I started, and someday maybe I'll finish it. I don't know. I'm really happy with where it is so far, and I think that's why I'm afraid to keep working on it, because I'm always afraid I'm going to screw it up. That's the story of my life. I have a couple other small ones that I'm working on. This one is like, okay, so this is probably the most subpar painting I've ever done, and I feel like it could be good. It just needs more work. I don't know. I'm not... Like I said, it's like the most subpar thing I've ever done. This one needs just to be touched up. It's like a mermaid in a neon sunset. I sketched in the mermaid with black paint. That was a terrible idea, which is why the whole thing kind of needs to be gone over again, because it's all like it's like sketchy and gross, but it'll look good when it's done, I think. And then this is another one that I think is not finished. I don't know. I don't really like this painting either. This is just one that I did a really long time ago, and I keep adding things to it thinking it's going to make it better, but I don't know if there's any salvaging that. Now, as far as finished paintings go, this painting is already claimed. This was a specific giveaway that I did. It was me and ALB and Wonderland did a stream together where we painted elephants, or she drew and I painted. And this was the one that I did because elephants are the symbol of Target House at St. Jude. And this one was given away to somebody specifically that day. So this one is already claimed, but I thought it came out really cute. And the elephant's really cute and he's so colorful. And then the rest of these are paintings that will be like up for grabs between the people who donated $500. This one is like Mew in space. Yeah. It's a big pile, I'm warning you. Then we have like a feather, like a little peacock feather. I don't know. I feel like I don't think any of my paintings are very good, even though a lot of people like them. Like I always just look at them and think about all the things I'm unhappy with. This was supposed to be like Hanamura, like a skyline of Hanamura, which a lot of people were like, oh, the mountain's too big. But if you actually look at the skyline of Hanamura in Overwatch, the mountain is actually enormous. So this is what that is supposed to be. It's not my best work, but it's not my worst work either. I'm kind of unhappy with the clouds, but clouds and me have never really gotten along. This is an abstract kind of rainbow city. I painted this shortly after Orlando, after the Pulse nightclub shootings. I don't know. It was like sad. It was supposed to be kind of like the city was crying or something. I don't know. I tried. I tried. Then I did, this one is actually, oh, you know what? This one is not up for grabs. This is something I did as a birthday gift from my friend Stacy, and her birthday was months ago, and I'm just a terrible friend and haven't shipped it out yet. But a lot of my paintings are from reference pictures or tutorials. I don't do a lot, like just from my head. This was one that it was completely no reference materials. I just kind of made this up as I went. It's supposed to be sort of a sun, and then the sun is like a dream catcher, and if you look at all the beads, they're planets and stuff, and then all the astrological symbols, and I don't know, I tried. I tried. So that was one that I did for my friend Stacy, and I hope that she likes it whenever she gets it, which Lord knows when. This is a black hole painting that I did on stream. I really am happy with the way this one came out. Again, this is one that I used reference materials, but let me tell you what, it looks nothing like them. And a lot of these look a lot better in person than they do in pictures or on camera. They just don't translate very well. This is one I did from a tutorial from Cinnamon Cooney on YouTube. It's supposed to be sort of like the Northern Lights, maybe in Norway or something like that. But I did a more like, I don't know, abstract twist to it, because if you get up close to the stars, they're very obvious paint splatters. But not mad about it. Not mad about it. Then we have, this is sort of an abstract galaxy that I did, and then I added this like sort of metallic shaded pink horde symbol. I know, the creativity is overwhelming, right? Like, what? Panzer painted a pink horde symbol? I, for one, am shocked. This one is Hellfire Peninsula from the Burning Crusade in Outland, if you've ever been there, if you're familiar at all. I painted this one on stream as well, and I think it's one of the best paintings I've ever done. My biggest regret is that I put stars over the planets, and that's not the way that perspective works at all. So I wish I hadn't done that, but you live and you learn. I'm pretty sure this part glows in the dark. I'm not positive. I can't remember if I had glow-in-the-dark paint at that point in my life. But if I had glow-in-the-dark paint, that totally glows in the dark. The rest of the paintings are a little smaller. This is one I just finished recently. It's Jack and Sally, also from a Cinnamon Cooney tutorial. This painting is not my best work, but I'm really proud of it because I, about 3/4 of the way through it, thought I ruined it, and it was going to go in my pile of paintings to never be finished or looked at again. And I instead forced myself to finish it. And even though it's not my favorite thing I've ever painted, I'm really proud of myself for doing that, because that's a problem I have in both real life and art. I decide that something is bad and I just don't want anything to do with it anymore. Instead of fixing it or finishing it, I just ditch it. So it's something I need to work on in all aspects of my life, but I'll start with painting, because something that I'm trying to teach myself is that it doesn't have to be perfect to be finished. And, I think that would help me get a lot of things done if I could accept that not everything needs to be like 100% perfect at all times. This is a painting that I did that's sort of a mishmash of ideas from other paintings, but it wasn't like one painting that I copied or anything. it's supposed to be some sort of pretty tree with like flowers, and then the light down here is all from little lightning bugs. I don't know if you can see them, but I really am happy with the way the grass gradients out. And you know what's bummer about this is this was one of the best skies I ever did, and then covered the whole thing up with trees. But I don't know, it looks really dreamy. It looks like somewhere I would want to be. And I also like it because it looks not only like it's nighttime, but that it's like raining, but not like a dark stormy rain, like a comforting rain. And I like rain. Like I'm definitely someone who, I sleep better when it rains outside. I like feel better when it's raining outside. Like most people have good days on sunny days. I always have good days on rainy days. So that was one of those things that was like oddly, like I like it, but I know a lot of other people are going to be like, why is it so gloomy? This is Shaladrisil. Oh God, I'm scared that I said that wrong. This is the world tree in Valshara. Ow, I just hit myself in the face. In Valshara. I know I should probably have a little more like droopy stuff from it, but again, I did that thing where I sketched it with black paint and you get what you get. But this is by far one of the best skies I've ever done. The clouds I'm so happy with. Like, I wish I could do clouds like this every time, but that's not the way my life works. But I'm really pleased with the way it came out, and it looks like spooky and creepy, but the sky is so pretty. And I don't know, that was just a quick one I did one day when I was bored. This is supposed to be Karazhan. Oh, I just hit the mic. That was probably a terrible noise. I'm so sorry. This is supposed to be Karazhan, but kind of like in a Starry Night Vincent van Gogh sort of way. And then the mountain I did entirely with palette knives, so it kind of has a different texture. I don't know. Again, it's not like the most perfect thing in the entire world, but I think I got my point across. I think it looks pretty okay. But I was happy because when I posted this, a bunch of people knew it was Karazhan. I didn't have to tell them. So that made me happy. Then we have, this is a Harry Potter painting I did. This is the skyline of Hogwarts, and then there's like a big pink and purple moon, and then a golden snitch just flying across. I don't know, this is weird for me because I feel like this is a subpar painting that I did, but a lot of people really liked it on Instagram and stuff, so I don't know if it's just because it's Harry Potter or maybe they see something that I don't. That's possible too. This painting cracks me up every time because this was supposed to be the background for like an Eiffel Tower scene, but then like, I don't know, I really like it as just an abstract background. For nothing, just not a background, I really just like it as an abstract painting. I kind of feel like it looks like sound or water or rain or I don't know. It just looks like a lot of things. I could get behind it. And I'm not much of an abstract painter, but I really like this one as an abstract painting because of the colors, and I don't know, it's very like uniform but random. I like it. So I haven't put anything else on that yet because I've decided I like it. This is an older painting that I did of Shadow Moon Valley. It's the sky in Shadow Moon Valley with the moons, and this all does glow in the dark. Like all of these ray lights, they glow in the dark, and I don't know, I'm pretty happy with this one. My friend Steph painted like the same thing, only hers was way better because she's a real artist and I'm an amateur. Oh my god. This painting I did at one of those like wine and sip paint nights, and as you could probably see, I went rogue. They all did like dragonflies, and I made little Navi, and then I put a Triforce in the moon. That was like, I painted that one painting, and then I was like, I think I want to paint forever now. This was a painting I did from a Cinnamon Cooney tutorial. It is a pirate ship that's being attacked by the Kraken. And this painting was kind of a bummer for me too because I love everything but the ship. Like I think it's one of the best sunsets I've ever done. And the Kraken I think came out really great. Like look at his eyeball. He's so creepy and his tentacles everywhere, but I'm just not super happy with the ship itself. But again, I think that's one of those things with art where everybody sees something different. And if you painted it yourself, you probably see something you don't like. This is another painting I did at one of those paint and sip classes with my friend Sam. I also went rogue on this painting. They didn't do any sort of shading, and I went through and like added like snow to all of my branches, and I did this really like wild, scratchy dry brush thing, and everybody else was all blended. I don't know. I don't do well in those types of classes because I have a problem with authority. This was a painting I did that was inspired by a reference picture. It's not exactly the same. It's actually quite different. It's just the dragon was sort of where the inspiration came from. This is supposed to be, oh god, what's it called? It's where Gruel's lair is. And it's very pointy. Blade's Edge Mountain? No, that's not it. Oh my god. Please tell me you know what I'm talking about. It was a Burning Crusade area. And it's spiky. It's very spiky. And it's where Gruel's lair was. I want to say it's Blade Edge Mountains, but that's not right. I don't think that's right. I can't think of what it's called. It's been a while since I've been there, but that's what this was supposed to be. And then there's dragons, and I guess they're kind of supposed to be like Daenerys Targaryen's dragons. And then I really like the water because it looks really dark and eerie and sinister. I don't know. I like this painting a lot. Then I have 2 left, so we're getting to the nitty gritty. This is a painting I did that was sort of like a whimsical Northern Lights over water. People really liked this one too, and I think this is like not very special. I don't know, it's weird. I just have it's a perfectionist problem. Like I want everything to be like, I see other artists and I think their art is so good. So when I see mine, I just feel like it's garbo. And then I feel like, I don't know, I could do so much better. And if I just, put 12 more hours into it. This is the last one that's sort of up for grabs. And this is supposed to be Rapunzel's palace, or her parents' palace, entangled with all of the lanterns being released. And then there's the reflection over the water. I don't know. So this whole pile, with the exception of, so everything I showed you with the exception of the elephant, the unfinished paintings, and the Dreamcatcher Galaxy thing are all gonna go out to people who have donated $500 or more. I need to paint, I want to say it's in the ballpark of like 5 more, and that's not that I actually need 5 more, it's that I want everybody to have a choice from at least 3, so I think I need to do 5 more in order to have 3 extra for everybody to choose from between the ones I've already, because some have already been distributed. Working on it, guys. Then, once I'm caught up on all this, which I'm really hoping to be done with paintings by BlizzCon, because some of the paintings I can like give to people in person at BlizzCon, like my guildies and stuff, and that would save me a lot of money in shipping. So my goal is to have all of the paintings that I need to have done by BlizzCon, and then also I am going to be contacting everybody who needs a painting, right? And I'm gonna, which one do you want? Here are your choices, and do you want to pay for your own shipping? Because I had no idea that I was going to be spending like, let's say it's $25 a painting. Well, oh God, that's a lot of math. It's just going to be a lot of money. Because I think if it was 28, that would be $700. I think if it was 28 paintings, it would be like $700 to ship. Not really made of money. I know that's a common misconception with all the dollar bills that rain down on me in videos, but common misconception, not made of money, and $700 is a lot. So, and that's not even including international. I think for international people, I'm going to disassemble the frames and roll the canvas around the wood and then put it in a tube and ship it that way, because I think it'd be a lot cheaper, but I don't know, I got to figure all that out. Yeah, so after I get done with the paintings, all of the digital prizes will go out. And then there's very few physical prizes that have to go out, so those will go out with the paintings. But pretty much I feel like once I overcome the mountain of paintings, the rest will sort of come easy. And I don't know if that's me being like wishful thinking or if that's a realistic thought, but that's what I am hoping. So that's what's going on in my life. I'm in therapy, I'm going to yoga classes, I'm like down to 1 dog, working on getting caught up for St. Jude. That's about it. I think the next painting I'm going to do isn't actually going to be for St. Jude, because my therapist is actually an art therapist. And while I was there, she'd asked me to draw something. And because of this whole perfectionism problem, I was like, I want to do this for you, but you're going to lose me for the rest of the day if you do this. So one of the things that she wanted me to do was kind of have like a piece of paper that was folded in half. And on one side, it's supposed to represent where you are now. And on the other side, it's supposed to represent where you want to be. But I have this cool canvas that's like, well, you saw them. They're those long canvases. I have one of those long canvases. So I'm going to split the long canvas in half and then do like one half and then the other half. And I'm going to sort of have it like blend in the middle of what I want. So I can bring that in and show her, because my next appointment is a week from tomorrow. So that's my one art goal currently. And then hopefully, like I said, I'll get all these paintings finished before I have to leave for BlizzCon, because that would make me feel good. And then everything else will fall in place, or so I keep telling myself. So yeah, that's all the things that's going on in my life. Super excited about Origin PC, and I'm just beside myself, and I'm so thankful that I get to be involved in such a great brand, because I've admired Origin PC from afar for a very long time. So I'm excited that I finally get to, participate in all of their awesome. My necklace keeps turning around. I don't know if you've caught that. I keep trying to fix it, but it's just got a mind of its own, man. I can't control it. But yeah, so that's what's going on. Thank you so much for watching my video. I know it was really long. I love you all. You're in my hearts. I'll see you soon. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.